sound trip ever taken. It's October.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So you probably watched our clown video. Thanks for watching that one. Welcome into, obviously we're getting into the Oddtober season, and I figured before we get into our foreign horror films and before I do anything with Oddcast, because we got a few things fun planned over there too, we're gonna do another list. But this time, instead of the best clown movies, we're doing the worst creature features that we could think of and that we put together. So if you're looking for some really shitty movies that maybe, like myself, you just want to get a little high and forget about your day and just see something really fucking stupid, I've got you a whole list for you, and my good friend Cerebral Paul also has a big old list for you. So that's
the difference
fun.
is I with my list I haven't gotten high, but I've seen all of these.
It's the only difference. And a lot of some of the ones I have on this list are things I covered in earlier seasons of Jokey Pants, which, fun fact, I forgot to mention it in the last one, but you can go on our YouTube channel right now here on Oddcast Network, or even on Jokey's Gaming Void, whichever one, and I have playlists, especially on Oddcast Network, all of the season breakdowns, so you can get by season different videos. And some of the ones I'm going to mention are in season 1, so go back and look at those.
But if you do it right now, do it in a different tab, okay? Don't close this tab.
Yeah, don't give us a like, comment, subscribe. Don't just abandon us. So I've got one right off the bat. That we covered over the first movie in this, and I do, for those of you wondering, I do plan to cover the rest of them, whether it be with Paul or I torture Anthony with them. I haven't decided yet. But Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings, is right on the top of my list.
No.
From 1994. Good old director Jeff Burr, who we covered on Jokey Pants in season 1. I have one of his other movies in my list. So Pumpkinhead 2 isn't available anywhere. I had to find it by other means and watch it myself.
Thank God. I mean,
Joe, you're not wrong. So folks, Pumpkinhead 2. Where do I even fucking begin with this movie?
No, don't get us wrong, because we've talked about Pumpkinhead 1. We both enjoy Pumpkinhead 1.
Pumpkinhead 1 is a
good movie. It's a great movie, yeah. The two, not so much.
Pumpkinhead 1 is a cult classic, great creature feature movie. Pumpkinhead 2, Jeff Burr seems to have this thing whenever he does these sequels to movies where he doesn't give a fuck about anything that was done before it and just kind of does whatever the hell it is he's going to do. Because Pumpkinhead 2 goes, oh, it's a witch and a body? Nah, it's a mentally, handicapped hillbilly kid who got drowned in a well, and he's the one who comes back as a Pumpkinhead to kill all his bullies. And I'm like, that's not even close.
That's very Friday the 13th, I gotta say.
Yes. He waits 20 years, and then Pumpkinhead comes back, and it's this whole thing, and it's the sheriff knows about the kid, and he can see the ghost kid of what Pumpkinhead is. It's a whole thing. It's really fucking bad, especially in from Pumpkinhead. And here's the thing, folks. I've watched 3 and 4 recently, in the recent month, to see about how are these.
There really is nothing to do on Guam, is there? I've got it. Oh wow.
3 and 4 are still miles better than 2, because at least 3 and 4 acknowledge the first movie and have tie-ins to it. Whereas the second one kind of mentions characters from the first one and then just says fuck off and does whatever it's going to do. And it's not good. Nothing about it's good. So yeah, Pumpkinhead 2 is my number 1, right on top of my list of just
Okay, I'm going to go backwards. I'm starting with number 5, and I'm working down, okay? Okay, so for me, number 5, bad movie, Revenge of the Creature, also known as Revenge of the Creature, and Return of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. 1955.
Gotcha.
My creature features are, I went for the classic touches because I've seen a lot of these movies on TV, and I'm older than you, and I've watched a lot more TV than you. Which you would, a lot of people, there's no way you watch more TV. Trust me, I watch a lot more TV than most people.
I get it. I get it.
Being disabled and growing up, that's kind of all I had to do. So that's what I did. So basically, this is a 1955 sequel to, of course, Universal Pictures' Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black
It's also one of the first ones they did in old school 3D. The red and the green glasses.
Red, green. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I saw it on TV because the TV channel showed it that way. They actually, you had to go pick up the glasses from a different retailer or whatever, and you watched it on your home TV in 3D. It was not good. A lot of these old movies, these old classic movies that were done by what's his name? Castle. Not Richard, but the director, writer, known for making crappy B movies. Get this one. This movie didn't star, but featured as a lab assistant a very young Clint Eastwood.
Really?
In an uncredited role. Yes, really.
Clint Eastwood. Wow.
Yeah. And though Creature from the Black Lagoon is a decent movie, for that era of creature features.
Creature from Black Lagoon was it was groundbreaking for doing like underwater filming and things like that. So it had its place in like making history.
Yep. I'm sorry, this one was directed by Jack Arnold. So we'll get into William. We'll get into Roger Corman and the like later in my list. But yeah, so that's my number 5 of mine. This is the best of the 5. Yeah.
Oh boy, I can't imagine where it's gonna go from there. But well, speaking of sequels, I have some of those on my list here. I have another twofer, much like I did with Killjoy. I went down another rabbit hole, folks. That's right, I went down another fucking rabbit hole in the time off here. Because I enjoyed the first one. So I had seen the sequels. This is one that SyFy Channel specifically had bought the rights for, and that's never a good sign. So first off, let me say the 2 movies that I'm okay with in this series. Lake Placid 1 and 2, fine. Lake Placid 1, it's a fine, just like giant crocodile movie eating people, whatever. It's a fine movie if you go watch it.
I got to throw in. Plus, you can't go wrong with Betty White. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Look, you can't go like crazy ass Betty White. She's so good in that movie. The second movie follows basically what the first movie did, just changes up the characters, and it even has a new Betty White-ish character. I can't remember who that actress is. I've seen her in a million things. She was the grandma in Malcolm in the Middle. She was and
B. Harrison Smith worked with her in one of his first movies, and
yes, she's a fantastic actress. But she plays Betty White's sister for the sequel, and she's just as fun.
That makes sense, and she's just as fun. Yes, absolutely. Yes. She was Mama in raising what the hell, that comedy show that was on with crap. Now I can't think of the name. Raising Hope on Fox. Okay. Raising Hope on Fox. Okay. And she was Mama, the crazy grandmother.
Okay. she was good at the type. So those 2 are fine. Where it falls off with SyFy, so what I noticed, the second movie Sony still had some rights in there. So even though SyFy produced it and put it out on their channel, Sony still had a hand in how the second one was done. So the second one, CGI is a bit rough, but it's still a fun movie. 3 and 4, however, SyFy got full control by 3 and 4, and boy, let me tell you, the lake changes in both of these fucking movies. It's not the same place, even though 3 and 4 are literally 5 minutes after each other. So they're like back to back. They just get really fucking bad to the point where like they just don't make any fucking sense. Because like the fourth one, they're putting up a wall around the lake area because they're like, these crocodiles are endangered and we have to save them. Like, it took you 4 fucking movies to get to that? Like, nobody thought to put up this thing to keep the crocodiles away from people at any point before now? It took you till 4 movies? So yeah, 3 and 4, Lake Placid 3, and then Lake Placid, the final chapter. They're both dog shit. Absolutely terrible. But the first and second one are okay. But 3 and 4, terrible. And then Anaconda versus Lake Placid, also fucking terrible. SyFy Channel, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? These movies are terrible. They're just awful. What's next on your list?
From 1960, the original Roger Corman, Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
And yes, it is the same basic story that the musical from 1984 is based on, or 1987.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly what the movie. It's yeah. Most notably, because it did have a talking plant and all that stuff. It was somebody who worked with Roger Corman, Jack Nicholson, in his 4th role ever, is in this movie.
I didn't even.
He played.
I don't think I've ever seen the original one like that.
He plays Wilberforce, the dental patient made famous by Bill Murray in the musical.
Okay.
The one who's all into pain and all that stuff. Yeah. And it was one of his early roles before he became Jack. You know.
Huh.
It is a bad movie. It is really, really. And being a Roger, if you're a Roger Corman fan, you know what to expect. Cheap sets, cheap bad acting, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And so if you go in expecting that, you'll know exactly what you're going to get. So there you go.
Okay. I've never seen that one, so that one's a new to me in my radar of what's bad. I've never seen that version.
Oh. Trust me, I've got 3 more. It gets worse. So there you go.
We'll go back to Mr. Jeff Burr, because I have another movie by Mr. Burr. I could have included a double feature again, technically a triple feature. I covered these on season 1 of Bad Taste, and I still hate them to this day. And I've seen some people that I enjoy who do movie review stuff, who do like horror movies, B movies. And they've talked about how they like these movies, and I have to question why. Puppet Master 5 from 1994 goes on my list. I could have done 3, 4, 5 because for me personally, Puppet Master 1 and 2, I'm fine with.
What was the subheading of 5? Because I'm trying to track it.
5 is Final Chapter.
Okay. Yeah, because they've done 1 or 2 after that since then, haven't they? I thought.
Oh, they've done so many fucking Puppet. There are so many Puppet Master movies. I covered the first 5 in the first season, and as I covered over them, as I said then, 1 and 2 I'm fine with. They scared me as a kid, and I'm fine with them. 3 is where it changes. Because 3 is where we get Toulon's Revenge, where they just kind of retcon everything the first one had set up, and then Jeff Burr comes in with 3, 4, 5, and like that retcon just becomes like his continuity. that also for some reason are sequels that just don't fucking connect to anything and do their own story, and it pisses me off so much. But 5 of all of them is the worst. In fact, for those of you, we have a clip from 5 in the intro, which is the detective saying, what are we, a bunch of idiots here or something? Like, that's from 5. So you want a taste of what's in that movie. But no, Jeff Berrigan, who also did Pumpkinhead 2, he did that one too. It's on my list. And it's a creature feature, not because of the puppets, but because there's a demon who sends little demons back to kill people, and I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
Yeah, when I was looking for a list of creature features, everything's listed there. Jaws is listed there. Anything with an animal was listed. I went like, no. I want out of the ordinary, trying to be non-human type of thing,
Speaking of, what have you got next?
I have Ega. That's the name of the movie. E-G-A-H. Ega. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, fucking
Also known as Ega, the name written in blood. I'm not shitting you at all. I told you it gets worse.
Okay.
This little gem is from 1962, directed by Arch Hall under a pseudonym of Nicholas Merriweather.
Okay.
Now, the only reason I could think that he may be under a pseudonym, he may have gotten tied up in remember, this was during the McCarthy era type stuff, so, a lot of them had to go underwater to kind of make them. Yeah. The biggest part about this movie is as the creature, it stars Richard Kiel, who a lot of people know from Jaws, or as Jaws from the James Bond movies, also as the big dude with the nail in his head from Happy Gilmore.
Yes, we do.
So I picked one for each generation who would know him from what. So there you go. that is the only redeeming part of this movie, and even then, it's probably not that redeeming. So, because this was like 10 years before he would do Jaws. So be Jaws in the Roger Moore movies, because this was 62, and of course the first James Bond movie didn't come out. Even Sean Connery stuff didn't come out till much later, 65, 66, or 64. Actually, it might be 64 was. I
think so.
So they started cranking stuff out, I think.
Interesting.
So and really, that's all I have to say about that movie. It's Ega. If you really want to check it out, it's.
All right.
I will say it was covered by the Riff Tracks guys. That's where I actually saw it once. So.
Go back up on my list. I'm not really doing these in any order. But I have one that is a ripoff of a movie that was on that I mentioned already. That was Lionsgate's attempt to make a similar movie, and boy, is it really fucking bad. So going back to the year 2000, Lionsgate is at this point kind of wading their way into the horror scene. They weren't. See, here's the thing, folks. The late 90s to 2000 era, Lionsgate was just coming into the horror scene, so they were trying to catch up to others. They were not the juggernauts that you'd know of now that are putting out movies where everybody knows it. In the year 2000, Mr. James D.R. Hickox put out Blood Surf, a basically Lionsgate version of Lake Placid that is super bad. About a bunch of surfers who go to an island and then, oh no, giant crocodile. And it was one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever watched. My God.
Yeah, because I've always watched stuff like that. I've always watched stuff like that one. After the first guy, I'd be like, I'm out. Yeah.
It did, there were parts of it that were essentially softcore porn. And then when they finally did show their crocodile and their animatronic, it looked so fucking Disney goofy. Lake Placid had a crocodile that looked believable, whereas this one was its eyes were in the middle of the head, kind of bulbousy, was oddball shaped, and I'm like, that looks terrible. That looks really terrible. And like, there's a scene where the dude's trying to get its attention, and the way that it just kind of sits on the bank and moves is clearly like a like cheap animatronic that can barely move its head. And I'm like, this was your Lake Placid answer? Because this is really bad.
I'm not going to look that one up. I'm not even going to bother.
So there's another one on my list, Blood Surf from 2000. If you really want to.
And now for me, we go from to 1957, the era of gigantic creatures, insects, and otherwise.
Here we go.
The Deadly Mantis, which is of course about. Yeah. This was a poor ripoff of the one that was actually a hit, Them, about giant ants attacking a community, which was an actual hit.
Era.
Did well.
There was an era giant
though,
animals and insects were the thing.
You had giant mantises, you had giant locusts, you had the famously the one with the giant rabbits with William Shatner as the sheriff. Which I've always I got to go on a sidetrack here with all these giant ones, like the attack of the 50-foot woman, the attack of the 50-foot man, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the giant animals and shit, especially rabbits. If you've ever owned a rabbit, they piss a lot. Okay, I'm talking river loads, and they don't ever go over where these gigantic 50-foot people are taking a dump, taking a leak, whatever. Because these aren't one-day things. These are, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Gulliver and Gulliver's Travels, when he's at Lilliput, that they said, look, you got to pee downstream because, damn,
Yeah.
You peed upstream yesterday. The river was yellow, okay? I'm just saying, Also poop downwind, all right?
Yeah, for the love of God.
They don't address these things in King Kong, giant ape, where what apes, what monkeys do and what they fling. We're talking, they should have had him taken out a plane with a handful of shit. Just
you want to be accurate to an ape.
I mean, it's this is where my mind goes when I watch these movies. But this one was about
Jesus Christ, Paul.
Yes, giant mantises attacking a community. So there you go. Yeah, and it was crap.
Definitely an era.
Yeah, it was in the 50s.
Like that.
Well, what it was after the nuclear. No, it was after the nuclear explosion. So all of these giant creature things had to do with the effects of the nuclear bombs and the testing on nature. That's what it was all about. So
so it was like a Godzilla thing of the fear of nuclear.
Right.
Well, I have another season 1 movie because this one was so fucking bad I had to include it. Shapeshifter from 2005. Boy, this is a movie that was on SyFy a lot, and I had watched it, and I covered it in season 1, so go back and check that out. It's directed by Gregory Lemkin, and it is the only movie he ever directed. I actually looked up to see, did he do anything? No, he did not. This is the only thing he ever directed. Thank God, because God damn, is this movie so fucking bad. So, again, I covered it in season 1, but the gist is that a guy you go to a prison, and there's a dude who's on trial for one of the mobs. Another guy gets locked in the prison. Turns out he's not a dude at all. He's actually a shapeshifter. And then it goes on a killing spree inside the prison. It looks like they took a fursuit, spray painted it with a couple red tinges, gave him some like the cheapest monster hand gloves you could possibly buy at a dollar store. What makes me the most mad, folks, is that his head, all the prosthetic work and things he did there, looks great. Like, he looks like a scary monster. But from the neck down is the cheapest bullshit costume you could throw on a monster man. it looks the equivalent to something that came out in the 50s, where like it was just a super cheap baggy suit, and it's real bad. But yeah, they like kill the monster because it like something about like the shapeshifter is there to get the one dude out. It's a whole thing. And again, I covered it in season 1, so just go back to the season 1 playlist and you can get a whole breakdown about it. It's really bad, and it made my list. So.
All right. Speaking about bad-looking, cheesy monsters, my number one bad movie of all time, bad creature feature of all time, is Trog from 1970.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. I'll be honest with you.
A movie about a troglodyte.
Oh, I do have
starring, get this, in her final role ever, coming off of things like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane and Mildred Pierce, Joan Crawford, in a really, really, really bad British-made movie. What's that?
What is it?
Trog. Trog is the name of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Trog.
I've never seen it.
Trog.
Never seen it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. It is truly bad, and she was at this point, you know, the glitz and the glamour were gone. She was looking for a paycheck.
Give us a brief breakdown. What is this movie about?
They find basically think of it as Encino Man, but poorly done. Okay. Really, I mean, they find a troglodyte, a creature, and they bring it back, and they're, you know, and it escapes and it rips terror on people. I mean, you know, there's really not a whole lot
How
to
do
it.
you fuck that up? That seems like a pretty basic premise.
It is a basic premise with really bad, really bad costuming and stuff. Like you said, 50s level era, monster stuff. Plus, you have you have Joan Crawford in there trying to play it straight, because in her head, remember, to the day she died, in her head, she was always Joan Crawford, that big name. Yeah.
That'll happen.
Yes.
I've never fucking heard of that movie, so that's...
Oh.
All right. I might have to check this out just to see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Just for myself. My last movie on this entire list was one given to me by my co-host Maverick over on What an Oddcast. It made me laugh so fucking hard, the fact that this was what he threw out there as a creature feature. To clarify, it's not really a creature feature. It's more just a kid's movie, but it's such a bad movie that he threw it out there. From 1999, and director Rory Yu, The Warriors of Virtue.
Oh dear God! Not a creature feature, but not a good movie either.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah, I asked him on the show. I was like, "So what do you guys have for a creature feature?" And Anthony said Pumpkinhead 2, and I was like, "Yeah, that's already on my list. Like, come on now." But then Maverick pointed out, he goes, "I don't know, Warriors of Virtue," and that fucking killed me so hard. Then he threw that out there. Now, for those of you who might be confused, what the hell that movie is. Essentially, kid finds magical portal that has kangaroo warrior people with powers. It's basically it. It's a bad movie. It's a really bad movie. I'll probably cover it at some point with Maverick, but pretty bad. He also brought up a troll in Central Park because he was just throwing out whatever he could.
Well, that was definitely would be up there on anybody's list as not a good movie. Yeah.
What the fuck, Maverick? That's not what I meant. But that's everything on my list. That's everything I've got. Those are some bad creature features. Whether you want to watch them or not, that's on you. I'm not telling you to. So if you do, don't yell at me.
The closest I would get is if you're curious to see especially some of the older movies I mentioned. If you're curious to see the kind of stuff they turned out in the 50s and the 60s, go check them out. But don't know, I will not take any responsibility for.
We take no responsibility for any mental damages incurred. It's all at your own will. But folks, with that is another list there. Stay tuned on the Jokey Gaming Void channel. We'll have Sly 3 coming up. In fact, I have these coming out to try to buy me some time so I can record most of that today. So we'll have those coming. And stay tuned for all the Oddtober stuff we have coming with What an Oddcast. We got a bunch of fun episodes planned. And stay tuned on to the Bad Taste side of the show. Because for all of Oddtober, we're doing a bunch of foreign horror movies. And we got some very disgusting fun movies picked out.
Yeah, we're actually going for decent movies. We're actually going for decent movies for October.
Yes. We could have very easily done super bad
Yeah.
foreign, but we decided to do good movies to not torture you all.
This will torture you in a different way if you have a weak stomach for some of this stuff. But
Oh, 100%. These are not for the not for weak minds. These are real rough movies. So. Fun fact: foreign horror films don't hold back like ours do. So
no, not at all.
It's real messed up.
They go from 0 to 600 in about 3.2 seconds. You know?
Yeah, just seriously. But until next time, folks. The only rule for this one is all the rules we mentioned in any of the other episodes. So just go listen to those because they'll cover you.
Yeah.
But until next time, stay out, stay happy. We'll see ya on the next one. Bye-bye now. Man, what a couple of interesting lists, huh?
Yep. Well, and I knew you wouldn't go for the old classic stuff, so I figured I'd go for the old shit that I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's